joining us, and it's super cool. This is somebody that I met recently over in Bossier City, Shreveport area when my band Rebel Yell was playing there, and I'm just so happy that we're actually making this moment happen right now. So let me get her over here. Hang on, real quick. I got a little glitch there, but we're okay and we're on. How you doing, Amanda?
Good, good. How are you?
Great, great. It's good to see you guys. I want to let our audience know again. This is the first broadcast we've had in a couple of months. We made a couple of changes to things, so please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments if you're having any issues with the audio or video or anything like that. I'm tracking it over here on my phone, so far so good it looks like. But please don't hesitate. So with that out of the way, Amanda, like I said, it was so cool meeting you, man. You know.
Yeah, you as well. It was really exciting.
I think it was excellent because it was one of the first trips that we had brought the pink bus on, and so when JC announced that we had it there and mentioned it from the stage, and then saw you, and it was like we just instantly had to connect, and really had a great chat with you. But I want to take some time because of course that was like a 5 minute hey, and things were crazy and I was sweaty and gross, and there's a lot of people around. We didn't really get a chance to chat that much about how you came to get breast cancer. So I'd love it if you would take us back and kind of walk us through how this all came to be.
Yeah, so it all like the whole anything to do with breast cancer started around 2017. I had found on a self breast exam, I found a couple of lumps, and so got those checked out. They ruled it out, said it was, nothing to worry about, but they did tell me to come back every 6 months to get an ultrasound and a diagnostic mammogram. Then they backed it up to once a year until December of 2024. I was supposed to deploy in February, and so December, it was really like September through December where we were doing all the workup and stuff like that. So December is when I went and got my, another diagnostic mammogram and an ultrasound. They saw one of those lumps that we had been watching had become congruent with a duct. So they biopsied that one. That one came out to be a papilloma. They were like, hey, 10% chance of becoming cancerous. So we need to take care of this, but it's not emergent right now. It's like, okay, cool. So the idea was I was going to deploy in February. I was going to come home in December, and then we'll take care of it and I will live my best life. And actually I planned to get a boob job in December when I got home too. So met with the doctor and everything. She's like, okay, everything looks really good. She's looking at my imaging because again, I had another, had diagnostic mammogram, had an ultrasound, and they only saw that one thing. And she was like, I just want to make sure. It's like, you got, I can't really see all that well in there with the density of the breast tissue. She was like, let's just for funsies, let's do another diagnostic mammogram, an ultrasound, and an MRI. So this tiny little spot, 5 centimeters from my nipple, showed up on the MRI. And she and the radiologist were both like, this is probably nothing. It's probably just another like a cyst or something. We probably have nothing to worry about. Well, let's go ahead and biopsy it just to be sure.
And Amanda,
Um,
sorry to interrupt you, but about how old
yeah.
were you at that time?
I had just turned 40. So this all happened so I turned 41
You,
on February 8th.
dude, you
And
look like you're
so
like 26 or something. You're killing me over here.
thank you.
And by the way, that's crazy because I don't know if we had a chance to talk about it that day, but I was diagnosed at 41 as well.
Oh my
So yeah,
God.
it's crazy.
That's crazy.
And our first names
That's
start with
crazy.
an A. We're like related.
Exactly. We're like twinsies.
I
This
know.
is perfect.
I know. But
It's
go
meant to
ahead.
be.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you though. Go
Um,
ahead.
no, that's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, so they were like, no, we don't think this is anything. So I continued on, so prior to finding out that I needed that biopsy, everything else was going as planned. I'd already gotten my orders to deploy. I actually even got my flight itinerary. I had been working with my family, getting everybody prepared for me to be gone for almost 11 months, the whole thing. And then it was the like the third week of January when they saw this on the MRI. I was supposed to activate on February 6th. The radiologist didn't have any availability to do the biopsy for 3 weeks.
Oh gosh.
So they pushed back my activation date till March. I did the biopsy on February 18th, and then I was diagnosed on February 19th.
Oh gosh, wow. And just so everybody knows, tell everyone what you do in the military.
I'm a nurse. I'm a med surg nurse in the Army.
See how cool that is, y'all? It's just amazing. So cool that I don't know.
I
That's
was so
just
excited.
yeah,
I had
right,
we
right.
made this whole plan. Like one of my girlfriends, she is an OR nurse in
Uh-huh.
my unit, and we had our whole deployment set up. We were going to get our scuba diving certification. We were going to learn woodworking. We were going to work out all the time. We were going to just live our best lives. And we were, both of us are going gray, and so we were like, "Hey, we're just going to grow our hair out gray. We're going to be
Yeah.
away from our husbands." It was going to be so good,
Oh
so
wow,
good.
wow.
So.
So needless to say, as soon as that happened, your deployment canceled. How do they handle that? Is there special support for you guys?
So I have received incredible support. About half, so half my unit has deployed, the other half stayed home. Um, and I have received incredible support. So the ones that are closest to me are the ones that did deploy because I've been with them the whole time working up to deployment. Um, but the ones back home, my commanding officer she has been absolutely phenomenal. She has way too much familiarization with breast cancer with her family. And so she knows a lot of, kind of what I'm going through and everything like that. And she has just been just incredible. I mean, she told me that I didn't need to drill, that I didn't need to, like all of these things that I would normally do, because if I'm not deploying, I would still need to go to my unit, and my unit is in Ohio, once a month to make sure that I'm working and drilling and stuff like that. But she was like, "No, take care of you. You have to take care of this." And
That's so awesome.
this is even before we knew that I needed chemo,
Yeah.
and I've gotten a lot of support from the military side. So I'm very, very, very grateful for that.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear. And I'm sure that everybody is going to back me up here. We all thank you so much for your service. It's just a cool
Thank
thing
you.
to do that.
Thank you.
So, okay, so now your deployment is canceled and you're like, okay, I'm staying home. So, what was the first thing that happened after that with regards to your breast cancer journey?
Um, so after I got over the initial devastation of one, not being able to deploy, and two, just not knowing anything. Um, so initially, I had been actually with Texas Oncology, and I left Texas Oncology and took all of my stuff and went to UT Southwestern in Dallas. I met with the surgical oncologist initially, and she was like, "Okay, we're looking at all your stuff. We need to go ahead and schedule surgery. We need to do all these things." So they sent my pathology from the biopsy off to get it oncotyped to be able to determine, recurrence risk, whether or not I would benefit from chemo, just those types of things. So my breast cancer specifically is hormone driven. So I am progesterone and estrogen positive, but HER2 negative. And so being premenopausal and being hormonal driven, it's not a great situation. So it puts me at an increased risk of recurrence because of being premenopausal and everything like that. And so my my surgery was actually scheduled for April 22nd. They had done a biopsy the week before that because they sent out for another MRI, sent me for another MRI and saw something that looked kind of shady in my lymph nodes. So that biopsy came back that it had spread into my lymph nodes.
Oh,
And
gosh.
by this time, we had gone from February 19th to mid-April, and had gone from just a little spot in my left breast to taking up a very large portion of it and moved into my lymph nodes in a very short period of time.
Wow. So, it sounds like it
And
was
so,
kind of aggressive. Was not
yes,
messing around.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
no, and that's what I was told, that it is aggressive. It's very treatable, but it is aggressive.
Gotcha.
Um, but so that biopsy came back and we were called in for an appointment, like a last minute appointment, um, with my medical oncologist, and she was like, we can't do surgery now. We have to do chemo first. So they canceled my surgery that was supposed to happen 4 days later, and they I got my port placed, I think the day after I saw her, and then I started chemo like a week and a half or 2 weeks later. Um, and it was just it's a roller coaster, an absolute roller coaster. And it wasn't until we started chemo that I feel like things slowed down to an
Right,
extent.
right, right. And so, what was
Mhm.
the first date of your chemo?
Oh gosh, what was it? I think it was the beginning of May.
I think it's cool. I
Um,
think it's cool that you don't remember. Like,
yeah,
so many of us are like,
so
"Oh,
it's
it was exactly
Wednesday.
the." No, I like it though.
No.
Like, it's like, yeah, hey, I'm busy hiking right now. I don't have time to think about
Yeah,
that crap.
right,
Okay.
exactly. I got other things to do,
Yeah, yeah,
okay?
living
I
life,
can't
right?
wallow in this. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, clearly, man, your smile is just amazing. Like, it's so cool.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm just telling you, Amanda, like the way you are is it's very inspirational. And I know the thing that's really cool about doing these broadcasts and interviewing folks like you is when we put that out on YouTube, it really does supply a lot of encouragement and hope to other ladies who are diagnosed and that are scared. And being able to see you here confident, smiling and living large, I mean, it's just really great. So so appreciate you telling your story.
Well, thank
So
you.
so when you started chemo, obviously you lost your hair. I
Yeah.
noticed you're not like wearing a wig. I didn't wear a wig either, but you want to talk a little bit about that? Did you like make a conscious decision on that?
Yes. Yes. And that was a very hard choice for me as well, but, so when I first found out that I needed chemo, my husband and I talked a long, long time about my hair. We talked about cold capping, and things like that. So I have a very, um, long trauma history. So from basically birth until about 20 years old, um, between my father and my first husband, it was horrific, like real bad. Um, but I went to therapy. I did a lot of therapy starting in 2020 actually. And I went intense weekly for over a year. And then we started backing up to every 2 weeks to every month. And now I'm in maintenance and now it's 2025. So it's been a long time I've been in therapy.
Yeah, therapy is
Um,
so good. I'm so glad
oh, it's
that you did
incredible.
that. I mean, people need to realize that there's some great resources out there. You don't have to just be in a dark place, you know.
No, no, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. And that's where I was for the longest time.
yeah.
Um, but part of the thing that I had to work through in therapy was um, my appearance. So my value ha- has always been about my appearance based on what other people, specifically my father and my first husband. Um, but it went the wrong way, right? Like it wasn't so much like with my father, it was always oh, so beautiful, she's the best and whatever. But with my first husband, it was very much um, he would like punish me by way of like sexual abuse, physical abuse at the same time, like those types of like
Oh
really bad
gosh,
things.
yeah. I'm so sorry, man.
But thank you. No, thank you. But it made me funny and that's what matters.
Somehow you make a joke. I don't get it.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
amazing. It's amazing. No, really.
But with his thing, he basically had me convinced that I was like hideous. Like we would go out and be like, "Oh, you saw these people staring at you. It's because you're so ugly. It's
Oh
because of
my
this."
gosh,
You know,
man. That's
it
ah.
was
I
it was crazy. And he was so methodical about it too. And
yeah.
so I was with him for 4 years. No, we were married for 4 years. So I started dating him at 16. So we started this when I was 16. So you know
Well,
how it is when you're 16
yeah,
years
you're
old and a
young.
girl.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
like you don't
right?
know if this is normal or what. Like you don't
No.
know, right?
No, so he
Yeah.
really did a number on me. So, you
Gosh.
know, my adulthood passed, to going through life. I went to nursing school, I had children, I got remarried, all these things. And finally, like it got to where like I always had this lingering like self-loathing, like body dysmorphia. Um, but it was something that I learned to cope with. But when I was, or not really cope with, deal with. And so going to therapy, having, learning what I like to refer to as like body neutrality or like neutral affirmations,
Yeah,
So
sure.
like
Yeah.
I don't look in the mirror and be like, oh, I'm beautiful. I look in the mirror and be like, hell yeah, I'm a human. Look at me with my eyes,
Look at me. I've got skin and everything.
exactly. I'm okay with that. I can breathe, like
Yeah.
look at this life I have.
Yeah.
Um, and so when I found out that I had to do chemo and found out that it was the adriamycin and the doxorubicin, No, that was the same thing, the adriamycin and the cytoxin, those 2, the AC chemo. And knowing that right around day 17 is when I should start to expect to lose a lot of my hair, um, it was hard for me because it was like, okay, well, I've always I've always been able to lean back on my hair. Always had thick hair. It's always been really pretty. And I even remember thinking to myself at some point over the last 4 or 5 years or so, if I lose anything else, it's okay because I will always have my hair and I can always lean on that.
Oh, oh
And
gosh.
so,
There's a lot of weight on it.
and
Yeah.
s- yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Because even as I age and, my skin and things like that, like, it's okay. I'll always have my hair.
I
No big
got
deal.
rocking hair. I'm good.
Exactly. And so finally, it got to where I'm like, okay, well, I could cold cap. There's not 100% chance of me keeping my hair. So do I want to risk that? And then the other side is, okay, but my hair has been tied to my appearance for my whole life. And if there's anything about my appearance that I can always say that I've loved, it's my hair. And so the hair had to go. And it was a hard choice, but for me, I felt it was the right choice because I knew, like, in this weird, crappy way, losing my hair would catapult me into this next phase of healing. And I needed that, and so I needed that for me personally to know that I have value and I have worth. And I can still be a mom and a wife and a nurse, and I can still do all these things, even if I don't have this luscious hair that I had before.
Yeah, and
And then the
almost
other
it's like
side of it,
almost like unleashing you from that. Like you're bound to
yes,
this, and this is like
yes,
you have like worth and things tied up in just your hair alone, and being able to let go of that. I think that's
yes.
awesome. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely right, and it was very freeing, you know? Um, and then, so in addition to that, it was like, I've spoken to a lot of women who were so ashamed and so scared of losing their hair. Um, and so, like, thinking about, okay, well, what if you don't have the means to cold cap? What if you can't cold cap for medical reasons or whatever? And now you're faced with this world where people judge you based on how you look. Because I know the way people look at me, like, because I don't feel like I look like a cancer patient most of the time. Um, and so, so there was that side of it too, where it's like, no, I can do this. And I've been through hell, and we can do this. You can do this, and
Right.
everybody else can do this.
It's a
If you
walk in the
decide to go
park.
bald,
Yeah.
exactly, we
Yeah.
can all do this. Um, and then the final thing after I lost my hair and really, really started to, like, just really cope and process things, um, losing my hair and not having my hair allows me to look in the mirror and be like, I look like this because I'm fighting cancer. And that has been huge for me. My
It's
body looks like this because I'm fighting cancer.
it's
And
empowering.
it's just a physical reminder. Yeah, it's very empowering.
Yeah.
It's a physical reminder for me that there's a reason for this. There's a reason I feel like this and the reason I look like this, and it's okay. And sometimes I need that, like, physical reminder, and this does it for me.
Yeah, no, that's really powerful way of putting it. It's, I had a double mastectomy, and all of it to me was just, hey, I'm alive and I want to live, and nothing else mattered. I didn't care what I looked like. I didn't care about the scars. I don't care about not having breasts. I'm alive. I just wanted it to live,
Yep.
and then, pay it forward, right? And so, man, that's just really solid, man. I think that'll be very inspirational for many women going through this. There are a lot of women that still are like, oh, they're gonna cold cap or whatever. I don't know about you, but I cannot handle the cold. I would just be like, that'd be like torturous for me. I'd be like, my head is freezing. Or like when people, I know that they started doing it where you can put your hands and feet in ice when you get treatment to try to prevent neuropathy, which I think is great because I
Mhm.
did have some neuropathy, but dude, I can't hang with the cold. I'm like really
It's
bad
hard.
about that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you lost your hair, and you got through that, and it's empowering for you, and you started your chemo. And how many more treatments do you have now?
I have 2 rounds. 2 rounds left.
That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Are you planning like some kind of like, hey, I'm done, sort of party. I mean, it feels like you're partying all the time to me, but
I know, right? So actually, I am not allowed to make any more Facebook events because every time I make a Facebook event, something goes wrong. So like initially I had my pre-deployment party and then I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And then I had a boob voyage party planned. And so we were going to have this whole boob themed party with like confetti and
did you
like
say
boob, everything.
did you say boob voyage?
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Oh my
So I
god.
had this whole thing planned. And then 2 days before that, I found out I had a blood clot in my IJ, and so I'm like, okay, come on. Like, so, and then, so found out, oh, no, that was before the blood clot. So found out that I had to do chemo and they canceled the surgery.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
then we were like, hey, it's okay. We're still gonna have a party. We're having
Right.
chemo, free chemo party. And then I was diagnosed. No, after my first round of chemo, I got a blood clot.
Oh
And I think
gosh.
we had something else planned. And so it
Uh,
was like one thing after another. But yes, when I ring the bell on the Thursday of my last round, I am planning to have people there. So I will text you with details,
heck
but I'm not
yeah.
creating a Facebook event. Maybe my husband can create a Facebook
Right.
event
Maybe
because I
he
think the
can.
problem is me.
Right. He could
Yeah.
break that whole thing and fix
Yes.
it for you. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool, man. I'm so excited for you. How far apart
Thank
are
you.
your chemo treatments right now?
2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks? Cool. And do you know
Yeah.
what treatment you're having? Do you remember what kind?
Yes. Yeah. So I had 4 rounds of AC, and then I have 4 rounds of Taxol. So I've already done 2 rounds of Taxol and I have 2 left.
You're seriously like just a copy of me. That's exactly what I had. I every two
Really?
weeks AC and then Taxol for the last four. So I had eight rounds total.
Yes.
Have you experienced anything else as a result of the treatment as far as like other problems that you want to talk about? Because I know I had a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
really crazy fun ones. So yeah, tell us about it.
It's, it's not been fun. Like okay, so I cannot recommend against chemo enough. Like, there's not a bunch of stuff that's awesome about it. I still get bitten by mosquitoes at home, and I was really, really hoping that at least I
People like
had
this.
mosquito repelling powers.
Right,
You know,
right,
how it
yeah.
is like
Like it's
for a
gonna.
week after chemo, you're toxic,
Right, right.
but they still want
I
it.
know it's like yeah, you're just excited to get like a mosquito just die on your arm or something. Ha,
Yes.
got you.
Yes.
Yeah, not
But
didn't happen.
I still have faith because I am on a blood thinner, and I'm thinking that when they bite me, they get Eliquis and chemo, and they take it, maybe to their family or their friends. I don't know what they do with it, but whatever it is, I'm spreading anti-clotting blood through mosquitoes, and that's kind of cool for me. I feel like I'm kind of winning, like I'm
Yeah,
fighting back.
that is. Yeah, you're helping us all. I think really
Yeah,
when you think about
yeah,
it.
exactly. I mean, it's for society.
So
Um,
what other things
but
have you had though? So the mosquitoes still get you.
yeah, um, so with the AC, the fatigue, the nausea, the and I felt like those I learned how to deal with the nausea. My doctors have been phenomenal. So with the AC chemo, what I did was I would take not compazine, Zyprexa. So olanzapine, I would take 2.5 milligrams of Zyprexa the night before chemo, and then for about 5 nights afterwards. And Zyprexa works as a preventative for nausea. And then for like breakthrough nausea, I would use Zofran. Zofran causes a lot of constipation. I am really not a fan, but it works well. But by taking Zyprexa as a preventative, I would use less Zofran. So that was a huge win. Um, I have a diffuser at home. One of my friends gave me a diffuser, gave me peppermint oil, and that seems to help a lot too. Um, can't eat spicy food. So that's very
Oh
sad
God,
for me
I
because I really,
know.
really like spicy
Yeah,
food.
yeah. It's
It
just
just makes me feel so nauseated.
yeah. I remember that I mostly would just get really bad heartburn. I would get such bad heartburn. I never was sick, thankful or nauseous at all.
Yeah.
Just heartburn, especially anything acidic or spicy. And I mean, I'm from Texas. I eat all the salsa, so be
Yeah,
the same.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was heartburn, but heartburn medicine didn't work.
Oh gosh.
Um, didn't recognize it as nausea initially because I'm not used to having nausea. So, but when I figured it out, um, figured out, got that taken care of. Adding the Neulasta shot to the mix, and I understand like chemo destroys your white blood cells, and the Neulasta shot just, it's like it amped everything up. It made my sternum hurt. Um, that's with AC chemo and the Neulasta pairing, it made like my upper body hurt for 2 or 3 days. So like I'd have Neulasta on Friday, Saturday morning, I'd wake up with my sternum hurting. I'd take Claritin because one of the things that Neulasta does is it causes production of white blood cells in your bone marrow, but it releases histamine as well. So you take an antihistamine,
I didn't
which is
realize
still
that.
blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they were like, take Claritin. I'm like, why would I take Claritin? I don't have allergies. They're like, oh, well, let me tell you.
Yeah. Just
Apparently
wait.
my bones, I don't know.
That's crazy. I I
It's
I,
so
I feel
weird.
like I vaguely remember something about Clarendon, but I didn't recall that. That's nuts, man.
It's very strange.
Wow.
It's very strange. And so getting through AC was rough. Like if I didn't have to do AC ever again, I'm good with that. Um, Taxol has been a whole other beast for me. Um, the pain with Taxol and Neulasta has been unlike anything I've ever experienced in my entire life. Um, I've never had pelvic bone pain or tailbone pain or feet pain.
And you kind of got like
And
a
so
combo meal of all that or something.
I did.
Oh, that
Like,
sucks.
why?
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 Yeah.
Like I thought we were on the way out.
Right. I'm
It's
towards
like
the end
Taxol's
here.
like, uh-uh.
Yeah. Like I think everybody told me AC was going to be worse than the Taxol. So yeah, that
Was
sucks,
worse.
man. Yeah.
But I think the reason the Taxol is worse is because I don't feel as fatigued. And so in my brain, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I'm not so tired. But then I try to go, I'm like, oh, this hurts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's why the
Yes.
Taxol is harder for me.
Yeah.
But
Are
you
those your
know.
are those your real eyebrows or are they drawn on?
So these are mostly real and I pencil them in.
You're
So I
so
fill them in. So I still
you're
have
so
eyebrows
lucky, man.
and eyelashes for now.
See, I didn't lose like I just lost my hair with the AC, and then once I did the Taxol, I lost everything else.
I've
Everywhere,
heard.
nose hair, everything, all gone. That to me,
So I've heard.
yeah, that to me is one of the like benefits. I was like, God, this is great. I don't have to shave anywhere. I don't have to like wax my lip or anything crazy. I just like if they could just bottle part of that up just for certain areas, it'd be kind of cool.
So
We'd
the
make
crazy thing
millions.
is, oh, it would be so amazing.
Right.
And that is really the big benefit of chemo. I mean, I lost my hair and I lost my armpit hair. And I
Yes.
was like,
Yeah.
do
I know,
this.
man. I don't have to shave your legs, everything. I mean, it's just like it's so nice. And taking a shower, like we were talking earlier today, it's so easy. You just walk in and whoop, whoop, and you get out. You don't have to dry your hair. It's excellent, dude.
Well, and now I'm like my husband, where it's have you seen the memes where it's like women have like a body wash and a shampoo and they've got this, exfoliating thing or whatever, and then the dudes use like a 14 in one, and that's what I use now. It's like
14
I
and
just use
1.
body wash.
Oh my God.
Because it's like I mean, that's kind of a win,
Yeah.
Like I don't use shampoo anymore. I don't have to
Right.
use
You're
conditioner.
saving money, I'm
It's
sure,
crazy.
right? Yeah. Shorter
Yes.
showers, not as much
Yes.
like, yeah, bathroom stuff that you need to buy or whatever. Yeah. It's
Exactly.
funny, but it's possible. Everybody, like, if you're going through chemo, it's possible to look on the bright side and find the benefits. Oddly, out of it,
Yes.
But while you're fighting through all the
Yeah.
other things, so did you ever actually like throw up, or were you just felt nauseous
Nope.
and then just pain, like bone pain?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah, I got pretty close to vomiting maybe 3 times, maybe 3, but mostly just nausea, and, like, initially, I would try to just push my way through, but the nausea just made me so miserable that I would just take medicine for it, and it's gotten to the point now where I'm like, I'm already miserable half the time, I'm just gonna medicate if I need to, and then I'm okay, so
Yeah, that's great. I just realized that I'm like, oh my gosh, we only have about 3 minutes left. We've been just chatting
Oh no,
along. And
sorry.
no, it's great. I just have to be mindful of the time because we have another guest coming up here in a minute.
Oh yeah.
But I want to be sure, Amanda, to find out. So, what's in the future? So you're going to finish up your chemo. You got 2 more rounds. Is they're probably going to be doing some follow ups with you like every month or every so often for how long? Do you know what the plan is after that?
So all I know is after chemo, I will have a double mastectomy with reconstruction. So that's what we're doing. And then hormone therapy of some sort. And so I haven't spoken to my doctor yet about the benefit or risks of a full hysterectomy and stuff like that. And so, but that's a conversation I'll have with her because I really don't want to be on hormone therapy. But like you, I'm choosing life. And so I will do whatever it takes because I want to, I want to watch my children grow up. I want to watch my son graduate, my daughter get married and all the things. And so we'll
That's
see.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, totally. Well, you're gonna have to keep us posted on how you're doing and where things are going. I meant to ask you earlier, did they do genetic testing? I know you said they did testing to find out all the details about it. They did do genetic testing as well.
Yes, yes. I don't have either of the BRCA genes, but I do have Lynch syndrome, which excitingly enough puts me at a higher risk for a whole bunch of other cancers.
Oh
So
goodness.
I got that.
Yeah. Did they test you when you did the genetic testing? Did they test you for a lot of different genes or just a few,
Yes,
like 30? Because
a whole
I always
bunch.
talk about that whenever I was first diagnosed, there's like, 5 or something they were testing for. And then I would go back every like 5 years and get retested because they were finding more and more things. And
Mhm.
essentially, the ones that they found first are the ones that have the highest risk for breast cancer. And then the ones that they're finding further on out have less and less risk, so that 'cause they're a little bit
Okay,
harder to find or whatever. And so, I mean, I want to say that they're like near 50 or something now. I haven't been tested in a
there's a
couple of
lot.
years, but I try to check in with my doctor. And because I'm like, I got let go from my oncologist after 7 years. And so
That's amazing.
I gotta like make an effort to like go and do
Oh
genetic
yeah,
testing, make sure that I'm keeping up with all that stuff, you know?
yeah.
Well, Amanda, you touched on so many things that I feel like are things that you found were, a bonus, or I don't know how to word it, a good thing about going through breast cancer. Is there anything that you could think of that you feel like was like the most positive thing that you've gotten so far out of this journey?
I think perspective and gratitude. I'm very grateful. I definitely have gotten a lot more positives than negatives out of this. Like I almost want to say that this has been an incredible experience because it's been so positive.
Wow.
Despite everything bad, I have gained so much just in the support, in the relationship with my husband, my children, my perspective on things, being able to protect my time,
Right.
setting boundaries and things like that. That's a benefit. That's a positive. That's something that I've kind of been forced into.
Right.
But there's been definitely more positives than negatives, in my experience. But it's about perspective, I think, and I think I have a
Yeah.
pretty good outlook.
You,
So
yeah, you do. I'll say, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've had somebody smile from the start to finish of an interview talking about breast cancer so much since I started doing this in 2020. So this is definitely one that'll go down in the books as being an inspiration to people, Amanda. I really appreciate
well,
it.
thank
I
you.
feel so blessed that we met, and I look
Me
forward to
too.
talking to you again. We're going to have to catch up offline. I've had so many other
Absolutely.
conversations that I now want to have with you. So let's
Yes.
do
No,
keep
me
in
too.
touch. You
I
know
would
what I
love to.
mean? Yeah, it would be great. We'll have to hook up soon and have fun. Don't push yourself too hard. Okay, take care of yourself,
I'm gonna
man.
try. Okay.
You'll see what you can do. Awesome. Well, thank you
Yes.
so much, Amanda, and you have a
Thank
great
you.
evening. Okay, take care now.
Thank you.
Bye
You
bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, give it up for Amanda, amazing breast cancer survivor warrior, just kicking it through breast cancer right now. And what an inspiration, man. I hope you guys, if you joined late, be sure to watch the replay. Share that one with your friends. If you've got anybody that you know that is newly diagnosed or struggling going through breast cancer, let them see this video with Amanda. Just such a great inspiration and a lot of hope she's putting out there in the world. Positivity, all the things. So big thanks to Amanda for being on the show tonight, and so blessed to have met her. Okay, guys. So now coming up.